Good day, everyone. Today, something very spectacular happened. We personally got an invitation from the one and only Maria Olsen to be able to attend the I Spit on Your Grave for Deja Vu premiere. So, hell yeah, we're pretty much going to be the first people on YouTube to be showing you a review of this, which is really exciting as fuck. Now, let's see what the red carpet has to offer today. So here we are, you see the action behind me and the red carpet is cooking up. We're going to go in there and check out the situation ourselves. But here we are at the I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu premiere. How cool is this? So amazing. Sarah Butler from the 2010 remake and the original girl from the original movie are just standing beside each other. It's a beautiful moment for any I Spit on Your Grave fan. So I am here with the original lady of I Spit on Your Grave. So how did it feel like coming back after like 40 years doing all of this again?
Absolutely sensational.
Really?
Yeah.
Like no time has passed at all?
No time had passed at all. It was like overnight.
Do you find this Deja Vu, is it more gruesome or pretty much as evil and sinister as the first one was?
Have not seen the movie yet.
You have not seen it yet?
No.
Are you in a big part of the movie?
You'll just have to wait and see the movie.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, thank you so much. So I'm sitting here with a star of I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu. How does it feel jumping into such a powerful franchise?
It feels amazing, honestly. It's quite an honor, and it's a big responsibility.
Have you seen the movie yet? Or?
I have.
Yes.
Yes.
And are you happy with it?
I am. It's a totally different movie. It doesn't really fit into any one genre, and it's unique. That's what I have to say about it.
So compared to the other four, we're expecting something completely different, or is it the classical rape and revenge type of thing? Very different?
It's very different.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Looking really forward to that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, guys, here goes. So the movie's over. I had the pleasure of meeting the whole Zachary family, which is seriously crazy, thinking that I was like doing countdowns about this movie 2 years ago back in Germany. But we got a lot to talk about. This was one intense 2.5 long hour movie. So let's get on with the review, shall we now?
I agree with you about I Spit on Your Grave. That is the most violent, extreme, grotesque, nauseating R-rated picture I've ever seen, and I just don't understand how the R rating has grown so large as to include these films, which in my opinion go right off the map of any kind of good taste.
So we're back in Hollywood. Let's talk I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu. I Spit on Your Grave Deja Vu is a direct sequel to the original 1978 I Spit on Your Grave. I extra asked the director, who pointed that out for me, is Meyer Zarki, and his son, the producer. And this pretty much means that I Spit on Your Grave has gotten the Halloween treatment and now consists of two timelines. There's the timeline that starts in 1978 and has a sequel 40 years later in 2019. And then there's the trilogy with Sarah Butler that starts in 2010. Right off the bat, what is pretty amazing here is to see Camille Keaton after all this time back in the I Spit on Your Grave movies. And she doesn't make a small appearance in this movie. She really has a big role, and she does a lot of action. And especially for a woman in that age, you gotta give her a lot of credit, because that was pretty badass. She reprises her role as Jennifer Hills, and it really puts you back into the whole old I Spit on Your Grave setting, because they keep cutting back to old footage from the 1978 movie and today's movie, and seeing their faces like in the 40-year gap, you really feel that it's the same person who is going through the who is going through the story. And with these cuts that they do, it really feels great and genuine. While we're talking about the 1978 movie, I really gotta hand it to the cinematographer here, because you get like these shots and this vibe that really feels like the 1978 film. It does have the exact tone the original movie has, and it's shot in that very 70s way. Lots of long takes. They play with silence and noises a lot. And this is really, like, if you enjoy the way the 1978 film was shot and how genuine and real all the characters and people felt in it, you're gonna love the 2019 I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu, because when it comes to the title, Deja Vu, it really feels totally like Deja Vu. Let's keep going with the other actors. Jamie Bernadette plays Jennifer Hill's daughter, Chrissy Hills. Her performance was really top-notch and really convincing. It reminded me a bit of Sarah Butler when she started out in 2010, and I think like that is just the biggest compliment I can give, because she's one of my favorite actresses in the genre of all. But who really surprisingly knocks it out of the park entirely is Maria Olsen. Holy shit. We've seen her play some seriously evil, freaky stuff. Most of you guys know her from these little scary roles where she puts her hint of her perfectly evil performance in Starry Eyes or the Bunny Man Massacre or even one of the Paranormal Activity movies. No, she is your main villain in this movie, and she really, if you ever thought she was evil, you have not seen her in this. This was, I think I would actually go so far and say, one of her best performances yet, and that woman's been in a lot of movies, and she really killed it in this one. I generally gotta give everybody in the cast who was involved a lot of credit, because it really feels, especially whilst watching the Q&A, is that everybody really brought their A game into this picture, and the product really shows. Those of you familiar with I Spit on Your Grave are also going to really acknowledge that.
I spent months watching horrific videos about rape and murder, and just I had a lot of nightmares during those months, let me tell you. I watched the original film over and over, read that script so many times. I'm going to analyze the character in depth. But yeah, it was a lot of research into gang rape and things like that. So it was a dark time. I also lost a lot of weight for the role because I'm playing an anorexic model. So I feel like when I watch it, I'm like, gosh, I can see my ribs sticking out, and I look so thin, you know. But so I lost a lot of weight as well. But yeah, every day was very emotional, and a lot of prep goes into that for sure.
The only thing I may have to criticize a little bit would be the length. This movie comes in a whopping 2 hours and 28 minutes, which for a horror film, and especially a rape and revenge film, is a little too much. But if you are a fan of this, you will enjoy every single minute of it. I know I did. The person beside me wanted it to be a little shorter, but still enjoyed the movie very much. It doesn't shy away from violence at all, which is exactly what we are expecting in an I Spit on Your Grave movie. I was a little scared that it wouldn't be as polarizing and as dynamically brutal as its predecessors were. And I had no reason to be afraid. This movie just nailed it in gratuitous, brutal, honest, raw violence. What else I have to and another little thing I have to criticize is a severed head in the movie. Doesn't look too convincing, but those 2 points would actually be all. Then again, I have to remind you guys, this is an I Spit on Your Grave movie. You pretty much should know what you're in for, because these movies, they're brutal, they're violent, they're honest in your face. What hits you also as a surprise is that this movie doesn't take that classical rape and revenge route that we know from films like I Spit like the original I Spit on Your Grave, or even Last House on the Left, or even the remakes. They all go in that classical tradition. The girl gets raped, and then she takes revenge on all the people who violated her. This one takes a lot of twists and turns, and pretty much takes place in, let's say, a time frame of 24 hours. And you're just following a bunch of characters throughout this very violent and brutal, raw story. All these outdoor shots in a 29-day shoot really must have gotten to the cast and crew, and the effort is very visible. Guys, I'm going to keep rambling on. This movie is just a lot. I don't want to say fun, because there's some humorous moments in it, but it's dead serious and violent, and really pushes the bar like we enjoy in those movies. So without further ado, guys, this movie comes out on Tuesday on VOD. You should really check this out, especially if you're a friend of the original, and especially if you enjoy this crazy, crazy ass polarizing genre.